Hey everyone, this is Ani. Welcome back to a new video. So if you just want to jump into your reading, this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and today's topic is going to be about the rest of September. What is happening for you? I also am going to drink some water because staying hydrated is important while making these videos because sometimes I just get so drained. But yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into your reading. I hope you don't mind. But I hope everyone's doing well so far. We have been in the process of moving, so I hope that won't be an issue for anyone. So far, currently, pile number 1, your energy is the Strength card for the rest of September. So there's going to be companionship, there's going to be a wake-up call, so you might get an actual phone call, email, text from someone. Oh, there's something that you're holding on to for the rest of September, and there's an imbalance that is currently going on as well with you. So if that is resonating with you so far with the current energy, this is your pile. Let's go ahead and jump into your tarot about the rest of September. Oh, sorry for the sigh. Sometimes it's just been a long move and I'm still trying to be here for everyone. Okay, the rest of September. The rest of September. The rest of September. For my Onotarians, the rest of September. Okay, just want to make sure that that's in frame so everyone can see that. Sorry. So currently we have at the bottom of the deck the Star in reverse because it looks as though some amount of your wishes aren't coming true. Or it just seems that there's a lot of obstacles in the way for the end of September. Let me slide this down just a tiny bit so everything is in frame. Okay. So, I'm going to actually just note that bottom of the deck is the Star card, but I actually want to get more details about the Tower card because you're going to go through, or currently are going through, a Tower moment. Tell me about the Tower card. Okay, and then we have the Hanged Man. So it looks like with currently you are going through a Tower moment, and you're not very optimistic about the future. You're not inspired. You're kind of dealing with this material side of you, or this could be a man that has caused some disruption in your life and it's not giving you any clarity. It could also be a Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. So that could play a role into why you're not entirely in this good state. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune with the rest of September, kind of signifying that the wheel will turn again. You're going through cycles, you're going through ups and downs, and it's going to be okay. And we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, because I definitely see that there is someone who's not willing to reach out to you. So this could be a potential love interest or a partnership if you're not currently prepared to be in a relationship. There is some issues with the inspiration that is happening. There is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse as well. So this is talking about a happy family life situation. So you could be having issues with your family and friends, or even with your romantic partner if you're in a relationship or in a situationship. So this is kind of indicating that that situation is not going to be cleared up. And we have the Temperance in reverse, talking about an imbalance internally with your emotions, and I think it's just dealing with everything that's going on, because I also see this Ten of Pentacles. So, well, as I said, you see this Ten of Pentacles. This could be dealing with both emotional, your finances, material wealth, and you're just feeling overwhelmed with everything. And then you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So this is kind of starting to make you feel unstuck, and it's signifying that you're kind of releasing all this past. I also see that again with the Eight of Cups, where there is some resistance to letting go of the past and letting go of a person. The Page of Pentacles in reverse is an offer that's not quite there, probably because there's a lack of some sort of this could be credentials, this could be experience, this could be even time period wise, that you haven't spent enough time doing a certain task or getting that experience. But I also see that you are going to be moving forward and feeling successful. Like, people see you and view you as being successful in the end of September. I think this is due to the cycle of everything has their periods of time, even though you're going through a Tower moment, and understand that Tower moments happen for a reason. And it's okay, because once the Tower falls, it just means that that's not the path for you. And so it could be potentially this path wasn't meant for you to be in. I also had the Hangman at the bottom of the deck after I reshuffled to clarify the Tower card. And I think it's just there's a pause in your life and you want to control what's going on and you're not really surrendering to the universe and you're just kind of caught up in your own emotions. I think that's kind of what I'm getting with the Temperance card, where it's this lack of ebb and flow. And then there's a particular person in power who does not like you. And they're not wanting, like, there's just some inability for you to grow. And I think there is some trouble with that. So if you're, this could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But there's definitely a lot of struggle with the end of September, and it's, I'm sorry, that's a really heavy energy to be in, and I understand that sometimes life will hit you, and like, I don't mean like if there is any ABUSE going around, definitely get help and get some way out of that situation. But understand that it's gonna get better. Let's get some advice from the Oracle cards, simply because it looks like you're going through a hard period of time this September, and it's okay, because you don't always need clarity in a situation. Sometimes it's okay to be pessimistic. Everything happens for a reason. So yeah. Well, you'll be okay. You'll come out at the end of this. Definitely have this power play coming out. This Ethereum. I'm gonna some advice for my Onitarians. Advice. Some advice for my Onitarians. Some advice. Oh, lots of advice, actually. I'm only going to take this one, though. Some advice. Oh. And then I'm going to get I'm sorry. Just want to make sure this is all in frame for you. So I just kind of want to speak for a moment about this willing entanglement, just because it seems as though the situation that you're in is by choice. I said that weird choice. And so it reminded me of, I was trying to say Joyce or joy with a mixture of choice. So it's odd. It's as if you're a masochist. Sorry, I can't get this attribute card. I guess I'll just leave it here on the side, and then when I talk about it, you will see it then. Okay. But you see this girl, as I was saying, it's a choice, and it brings you some amount of joy, but at the same time, there is this remorse, this constriction, and all these obstacles that you're dealing with. And leave behind what is no longer you is in reverse, because I think there are certain remnants of your past self that is still kind of resurfacing, because some people might still be in your life and might be triggering, and that can happen. And there are just certain aspects of you, because I also see this shadow dancer, and that's kind of what I was thinking about. There's these shadow aspects of who you are, and they're resurfacing, and you're trying to deal with them and unpackage them. But also, I think at times you need to give yourself some leniency, because we're all human. We're all trying to work through ourselves. And so maybe trying to work on your strengths and not necessarily always focusing on your weaknesses and your bad habits and your triggers and your cues that make you respond a certain way that you don't exactly enjoy. And we have Foxfire, which is divinity fire, like wrapping yourself in this divine fire, in reverse. So it's kind of, I kind of see it as the way that you're shielding yourself, and how you think you're so much better than everybody else, or that you're so much more divine than other people. And it's just, I think you're kind of a judge. You might be a little bit judgmental. I struggle with being judgmental and having certain outlooks with people. And so I think maybe try seeing it in the way of categorizing people, and not always necessarily just like accepting that a part of you as a way of life. And I think it's kind of this, I also see this fire as in rage, and how you get angry, and you might be in that aspect. But yeah, I also have making magic in reverse, so believe in love. Oh, so this is kind of that night. It's kind of interesting. So this reminds me, everything seems perfect and it's not an illusion in reverse, because I think that kind of correlates with the Knight of Cups in reverse, saying that, oh, there's some obstacles with this love that you might have. And I think it's the type of person that you're trying to be with, or there's just this thought pattern that you have within yourself, and it's not entirely working out for you. Because I also definitely have this celebration card in reverse as well. Happy days, parting. So you're not, it seems as though for the rest of September, you're kind of struggling, taking time to appreciate the good things. And I think it's these small aspects like you're taking for granted the little things in life. Like, for example, if you have clean running water, if you have food or a blanket, certain small little aspects that make comfort you in your distress. That's all. Attraction, having great chemistry or able to manifest love, desire, power, allure. Funny enough, that is in upright. So people are attracted to you, but they're not wanting to express their feelings or desires towards you. I think this is due to a circumstance that you have, and I think where you are mentally, and I think that people are attracted to you. Sorry, I don't mean to just repeat myself and sound like a broken record, but yeah, people are attracted to you. There's just this struggle of actually being with you. I think that challenge is there, because there's this tenderness card in reverse as well. Real deal, good match, and having a gentle spirit and being able to care deeply in reverse. I think there are just some parts of you that are still bitter and resentful, and you're still trying to heal through all the pain and everything and just dealing with yourself. And then we have power play, insecurity and influence, wanting to dominate or control the relationship. See, I definitely see that you're focused. I kind of see you focused on your career and your goals and your ambitions. Let me take some water. But so I definitely see that like your priority is not necessarily in love, but there might be those of you who are actually looking for love and want to have this. And I think it's just going to take time, because see, with the power play, I have this ephemeral, I can't even pronounce this word, ephemeral, short-term, having fun, having a brief affair or a rocky relationship. So it's kind of this, I think it's kind of talking about how you need to have fun. You can't be so insecure all the time, and stop thinking about power and wanting and gaining power. It's trying to actually be adding value to people and helping people, instead of just what can I get from them, what will this give me, and all this other stuff. And that aspect, to just relax and enjoy yourself. I think because those of you who are looking for a relationship, it seems as though you need to work on your shadow sides and the energy that you have with your previous person, because there is still energy lingering from that I can definitely see is coming up, and it's kind of blocking you from moving on. And then we have the river. And the river is, you see this haze, these blurred lines, and it's kind of this horse running after someone. So you might be a chaser. I don't really enjoy the term chaser runner. But you see this horse, and they're kind of running. I definitely see you running after someone. But I also, with the river, I see the flow, the ripples, the reflection. And so it's kind of what you're putting out into into the universe, that this is what I want, or this is who I am, and therefore you attract that. And so if you're wanting someone who is loyal and faithful and who is kind, you have to be the same way. And of course there's going to be some subtle differences. That's why you see these ripples and like this kind of a mesh, that it's not going to be exactly your exact mirror, but there are certain similar aspects that you have. And you see this green, this red, and this pink, and this broken glass. funny because when I see this broken glass, I see that you are kind of broken inside, but with the river, it's always flowing and it's always moving and constantly changing. So just remember that life is short and not to be so caught up in a particular situation. Bad things happen and that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. So yeah. But that's all I have for you, pile 1, my Onotarians. Check me out. I'm no longer at Pleiadian Altar. I am still doing personal readings. You can email me below for a personal reading. And I'm charging, you'll just have to email me and I'll give you a set price. But yeah. I'm gonna get started for pile 2. I'm so sorry, pile 1. That just is like not fun. But don't worry, life happens for a reason. Pile 2. So you're the 4 of Cups. So you're in some sort of dissatisfaction. You're in a manipulative energy, which is the Magi. The Ace of Swords, which you're going to gain clarity. And you oh, interesting. You have the 5 of Coins. So you're sort of feeling abandoned, but not really. And we have the 4 of Wands. So interestingly enough, I only meant to pick up 3 cards, but we also have the 4 of Wands. So this is kind of signifying that there is going to be some sort of celebration, some sort of wish fulfillment that you're going to obtain, and that you're obtaining something that's really going to be beneficial for you. And so if that is all resonating, let's go ahead and get into your tarot for the rest of September. I'm going to be sipping on my water while I'm doing this reading because it's important to stay hydrated, because always when I do these readings, I always just come out at the end of it and it's just Ani needs more energy and all this other stuff. Some advice for my Onotarians. Pile 2. I mean, not some advice. I mean the rest of September. Maybe you do need some advice. Advice about what's happening at the end of September. Sorry, these cards are thicker. So, struggling to shuffle here. The rest of September, my Onotarians. Interesting. Sorry. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Cups again. So you're sort of really dissatisfied by the end of September. My Onotarians, Let's go home and make sure everything is in frame. These are some bigger cards, and so hopefully it is what it is. Yeah. We do what we can. Cool. Okay, so I'll just have to talk about the end of the deck. Sorry, I don't mean it to be so silent while I'm trying to set up these cards, but can't help it. So as I was saying, that bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups again. So this end of September, you're going to feel very dissatisfied. There is this Ace of Cups. So there is this person wanting to give you their cup of love. And I think you're just not wanting it. Definitely still have this manipulative energy that's still going on. Possibly with you, with other people. Could be people around you, not entirely sure. There is definitely an ending happening for you. So, yeah. Sorry. Anyway, there is the Three of Wands currently. So you could be going on a journey. You could be you're moving towards something. And surprisingly, the Four of Wands came out in reverse again. So that happy energy of celebrating is now kind of inside. Like, it's a private celebration. You're not publicly celebrating with other people. You're not telling everybody what's going on with you. You're very secretive about what's going on. And then we have the Seeker of Wands, which I believe is the Page of Wands upright. So there is passion, there is movement, there is a lot of fire energy that is pushing you forward at the end of September. So I could be just, probably this relationship that you might have wanted is not turning out. And then there's somebody coming in and they're not really that interested in them. And then we have the Four of Wands in reverse. Sorry. Yeah. And that's talking about rest and relaxation that you might need, but it's not happening. And we have the Anchor, which is the Emperor card. So talking about stability, structure. So your end of September is talking about needing and wanting structure in your life, needing that throughout what you're doing. And then we have the Ruler of Coins in reverse. So this is, you have a lot of men in your life, or possibly you might be a man, or there just is some masculine energy that is currently happening at the end of September for you. And then we have Five of Wands. So there's going to be some conflicts, there's arguments, there's just some this incompatibility that you might have with everybody. And then we have the Temperance card upright. So you're trying to balance your own emotions, dealing with this conflict and these arguments and just all of that. And then we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. And this is talking about a sign of like not, so this Ace of Wands is talking about a birth, just inspiration, sudden inspiration into doing something, and it's in reverse, and that you're not very inspired to do this, and I think it's due to this conflict and everything that's going on, and then it's just causing you to leave. Whatever this is, it's just, I'm going to leave now from this conflict, from this situation, because I'm done. I no longer have to deal with this. I don't want to be around or part of this, and it's just, yeah. And depending on your circumstance, it's kind of the area and path that I see that you're going to follow. So your end of September, you might be moving, or you might be changing your career, or you could be, you're just going to be distancing yourself from a particular situation or people. So let's go ahead and get into your oracle cards. Sorry for the deep sigh. Annie's moving and she's just exhausted from moving, and she's still trying to be here for you and make videos. Trying to still be consistent with my upload schedule. What's happening at the end of September for my Onotarians? What's happening for my Onotarians? Some advice. Well, not some advice. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying advice, but September's predictions. make sure this is all in frame for you. Okay. So, I have this loyalty card in reverse. So, true love, devotion. So, it's kind of interesting. So, in the beginning, your current energy is I feel like I'm celebrating, I'm happy, and then at the end of September, you kind of feel this person isn't loyal to me. They're unfaithful to me. So, I see that there's some sort of betrayal happening, some sort of, or like, I think it's just loyalty might be earned, or it's just isn't quite there. And then we have stability, finding your balance and not rocking the boat, poised, calm, steady. So that, yeah, there's definitely that area of conflict that you're going through at the end of September, but then you're kind of trying to move away from this. And that's kind of reconfirmation that you need to find your balance. You need to, the temperance card as well, like moving into calmer waters within yourself and not trying to escalate the situation. And yeah, so we have love stories, communicating and saying what needs to be said, tough love, truth talks. And I definitely see, if you're looking for love this end of September, you definitely need to communicate that this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want in a relationship, that this is kind of what I want. And like sometimes you need to give someone tough love, like just removing yourself from the situation. And then compatibility. So it's interesting because I definitely see that there is somebody who wants to bring you happiness, who cares about you and loves you, but you are dissatisfied with them. And it's kind of, I think it's this, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but you're not entirely into them. It's kind of, they're sort of a rebound person to you, or yeah. But I have this appreciating love and life despite the hardships, compatibility, contentment with the little swan swimming around in the little lake, and you're this beautiful swan, and everyone's just kind of admiring you and loving you. See that you're very attractive. Just saying. And then we have exploring in reverse, search. Something about another path, testing the waters, or still looking for the right one in reverse. Interesting. So that, testing the waters, still looking for the right one. That's, sorry, I had to repeat that in my head. But I kind of see you as wanting to shift careers or shifting what you're doing, but you're not kind of doing that yet. You're kind of stuck in this, I want to continue doing this, I'm committed, I want to be this person, and nothing is going to stop me, and yeah. So that's kind of where I see this inability to move forward, because you're just very keen onto sticking to this certain path. And then we have leave behind what is no longer you. So there is this aspect of growth and transformation that is happening for you, and you're just building a new version of yourself and just allowing everything to happen and be there with you. And then call forth the waves. So this is kind of talking about using your, kind of that wave. I see this as more water, Cancerian, Pisces, Scorpio energy. If you have those zodiac signs, just saying that might be extra confirmation, or you might just be attracted to water to calm yourself down. And it's talking about kind of reassessing that, finding ways to move forward without just causing so much of a disruption. Like, kind of go with the, not necessarily to go with the flow, but being calm, not being a waterfall and just gushing out all these emotions and gunk, and it's just crashing down onto these rocks and slowly chipping them away. I see it more as a stream where it's slowly moving along, and to move your emotions and do all that stuff. That might be talking about getting some movement, some exercise, some all that other stuff. And then we have Bringer of Change in reverse. Sorry. So, and then we have rituals and offerings in reverse as well. So I think it's, you're not really in a giving mood because you're just, I think there is some resentment, or not necessarily resentment, but there is this sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to word this. But there is just these offerings that are, you're trying to give to people that are not being received. And I think it's just because you're not financially there. Or it just might just be the circumstance of what's going on. And the Bringer of Change is in reverse because that's talking about, I think there's just some aspect of you that you can't change all that much. I think it comes from that manipulative energy where you're trying to manipulate the situation into a certain direction, but the only true way to change a situation is to release it, to no longer participate in the emotions, the energy, and just doing all that stuff. And then we have the Castle. So this is definitely dealing with the heart chakra. We have these pearls of wisdom, talking about joy, this pink rose, this innocent love, and this person with their eye closed with these diamonds on it. So it's kind of that you need to rest. I think definitely that rest, the Four of Swords in reverse, you definitely need time to just take a break from everyone and just do some self-care, do some, just find time to relax, because when you're relaxing and in a restful period and you're calm, that's when these diamonds can be put onto your eye. And that's where it's like, oh, that's where the magic is. That's where the glitter is. It's, it's just what it is. And I think you really, really ought to give that a try, and yeah, it will be a-okay. Yeah, but that's all I have for you, pile 2. Leave a like, comment below, or whatever, and I'll see you in my next reading. I'm gonna set up for pile 3. If you want to stick around. Most people stick around. I don't know why people stick around. It's just like, we just wait till the end of the video because we're lazy. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Pile 3. So we have the 6 of Crystals, which is the 6 of Pentacles, I believe. What that's talking about, a balance of give and take. And the Page of Swords in reverse, talking about this communication and analysis and logic in reverse, and kind of it's not really happening. I think you're still quite inexperienced to do that, so you might need some mentorship. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So this is talking about a struggle and not kind of ready for another battle. You're just kind of exhausted from your previous one. You're just tired of arguing, I think. And then we have the Six of Wands. So we have you celebrating and definitely coming out on top. So you're going to be cool. I see this person baking a cake and everything too. So it's gonna be sweet. So if that's your current energy, let's go ahead and see what's happening at the end of September. End of September, Spirit. The end of September, Spirit. The end of September, Spirit. Oh, so we have the Hermit card. Sorry. Commentary. Oh, I'm shuffling. End of September. Oh, interesting. And then we have the King of Chalices at the bottom of the deck. Oh, this is juicy. And then let me fix all this. Make sure you can see everything. As I was saying, the King of Chalices is in reverse. So there is some man who's not quite, it's so strange. There is a person in your energy who is not quite willing to give you this emotion. They're just kind of, there's some blockages there. So we have you reflecting and just kind of isolating yourself and just keeping to yourself this struggle. And then we have the Five of Wands in reverse. So it's kind of this release of conflict that has been going on with you. We have the Strength card in reverse as well. So this companionship, so this could be an ending of a friendship, partnership, a business, just some conflicts that have been brewing over time, and it's just you're not quite getting along, and we're just going to end this relationship, which is okay. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Interesting, in reverse. So this could be a potential romantic person in your life at the end of September. It's interesting because, this could be multiple people actually, because we have the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, but you're going to end up in a relationship. Hold on. Well, I just want to speak about this right now. You're going to end up in a relationship or a partnership or some sort of union. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic in nature. It could be something else, but yeah. But because I have this Knight of Wands in reverse, and it's talking about passion, someone rushing in, charging in, and trying to take control. And it seems as though you're not the type of person to enjoy that. You don't enjoy someone rushing in. They're kind of a mixture of a player. And this is in reverse, so it could be that they're not a player. They really truly are trying to be in a meaningful relationship with you. And then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, because I feel as though you're pessimistic, you're not willing to open up, you're not willing to give your emotions out freely to every single person. You're still dealing with yourself, and I think there's some conflicts and just overall nature that's going on. And it's kind of interesting because we have the King of Cups as well in reverse. So you kind of see that you two are kind of, neither one of you are opening up to each other. You're just kind of, you're going to be closed off, I'm going to be closed off too. So it's just this back and forth energy of, why? But it's okay. And we have this Eight of Wands. Oh, interesting. I was thinking it was the Eight of Swords, but it's actually the Eight of Wands. And so Eight of Wands would have been a completely different interpretation, but with it being the Eight of Wands, this person may want to take their time with you. So whatever it is that you're doing, it's just going to happen slowly. It's going to build up, and it's just going to take time. And so just allowing that. We have the Queen of Crystals. So the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you could just be not financially open, not financially giving, just not there quite materially. This could be quite difficult for you just because you're trying to build, you're trying to gain wealth, you're trying to do all this, and it's not entirely helping. And then we have the Chariot in reverse, because you just feel stuck. You just feel so trapped and not able to just quite level up yet. And that's okay, because as I was saying, there is going to be a relationship. So I was seeing two people, but this could be one person where you're both mirroring each other, or this could be two people with one fire sign, one water sign, and yeah. I also have the Seven of Wands, and this is talking about like struggling, arguments, getting ready for like having to stand up for yourself. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, kind of reaffirming that you're still trying to build your wealth, but it's not even happening. And then we have the Ten of Cups talking about emotional fulfillment. So whatever it is that you're doing, it definitely emotionally fulfills you. And you're going to gain partnerships, you're going to gain people, and it's just going to take some time to build up that monetary side, the finances, the expenses, building and just creating and all that. So continue doing that. And so your end of September is looking as though people are wanting to go slow with you, and that's completely okay. I definitely think this person isn't necessarily passionate. They might be, I don't know if they're a player or not, but they might not be a player. So just be cautious of that. Let's go ahead and get some advice from the Oracle cards. Advice from the Oracle cards, my Anatolians. Hopefully this person isn't a player. It doesn't look like he is. But it definitely seems as though they're not emotionally quite there yet. So could be this. I'm sorry if that's loud. It's so mean for it to be. Okay, I just gotta make sure. Oh, I want my pile to shuffle. Okay. Making sure that's all seen. Yes. Okay. So we have flying high, starry-eyed passion, feeling infatuated or having an intense affair. So I definitely saw that romance and the Two of Cups. Just you definitely have this flirtatious energy between the two of you, and you have passion for each other. So it might actually work out, which is interesting because I have harmony in reverse as well, which is good rapport, easygoing, being in tune with each other and getting along in reverse. You might be hot-headed. You might have power issues. I think you're just so caught up in a certain aspect of yourself. And it's kind of blocking you from moving forward. I'm so sorry. I didn't even talk about that Eight of Wands, which is like happening slowly. I think I did. Sorry. I hope I did. But yeah. We're just going to continue moving forward. And we have making magic, trust, believe in love. Everything is perfect and it's not an illusion. And then we have celebration, happy days, partying, taking time to appreciate the good things. Like, I see you celebrating at the end of September. Like, you've been just going through it. You've just been having one issue after another, problem after another, and you're just trying to handle it and just conquer all of it. And it's just, I think there's that harmony where you're just a control freak and you're dominant and you're just, I need it to go a certain way, and you just have to let go of all that. Just need to go with the flow. Like, I'm saying go with the flow, but you just have to just handle what's happening slowly and just trying to manage everything. And so, because I definitely think that you believe in love. Like, love is going to happen for you. It will be okay. And let me give me some water. it's not an illusion. This person truly does care about you and they want to take it slow with you. It seems as though you've gone through a lot emotionally and are not there to commit quite yet, but it's okay. And then we have back and forth in reverse. We have flighty, uncertainty, changing your mind, or being confused emotionally. I think it's that you are not uncertain. You're very certain about what's going on. You're not back and forth. And you're kind of, this is what's happening. I think that's that control freak in you. And you're like, no, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna be going on. And yeah, hopefully I'm not too quiet, just because, you know, I have roommates and all that stuff, and that's my living situation. So please excuse all the background noise. So we have fleeting beauty, and I mean, I just see that people just think you're extremely beautiful, and just they're kind of comparing you to a cherry blossom, and just all this innocent love happening for you. And then we have growth in reverse, and that's sorry, I'm just turning off. And then like this growth that's kind of not happening. I kind of see this with your harmony. You're just feeling struggle, and it's just, I think that goes from the changing the garden of the night in reverse, and I think it's kind of in these weeds that are coming out, and it's just, there's some aspects of you that aren't quite there to grow. And so sunlight after darkness. See, I definitely see the sunlight and the sun rising, and things are going to become happier for you, and it's going to work out for you. Don't worry. Things happen, and you continue to grow from them. And we have the womb, where we are talking about something is, like, it's interesting because something is being born, and I kind of see this womb being impregnated in some weird way. Hopefully, if you don't want to have children, please use the precautions and everything to not have children. And then I definitely see like this golden opportunity. This people are going to give it to you, and it will make you feel so good. Try not to let this past trigger you into a certain aspect, but yeah, you definitely will grow, and you will definitely, you know, do all that. And so that's all I'm getting for you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I will see you in my next episode. I try to post every Wednesday, but I might change my schedule just a tiny bit, simply because I want to have a different upload schedule. So I'll still try to upload weekly, but it might not happen weekly anymore. It might be once or twice a month. It just depends. So, but don't worry, I will still continue to upload videos, and I will still be here. Thanks for watching. I will